If you are ready, it is time for the Rod Hill That's Me 2020 Winter Outlook. So let's think back 1 year ago. My big fail was that I stood here with high confidence and told you we would have at least one good snow event. And as you know, we did not. What did we have last winter? Behind me, March 14th. We had a measly 1/2 inch at the airport, while other spots around the region had 1 to 3 inches. This was actually up in Vancouver, but that was it. That was the only snow we had. So that was a big fail of 1 year ago. Let's see if we can do better this year. Now, a year ago, what we tracked, La Nina, neutral, El Nino years, was a borderline neutral to weak El Nino year. This year around, we're expected to be in what's called a moderate La Nina season. Now, what is La Nina? You have a strong jet stream arcing up over Alaska, and then that goes up around us and allows pools of cold air to just surge out of Canada across the upper Midwest and into the Great Lakes. Notice the secondary wet stream where it says wet and cool, though. That one is expected to be aimed fairly regularly right at the Pacific Northwest. So during an El Nino, for example, the secondary jet would be down here producing wet weather across the southern tier states. But now the projection is that would be dry this winter, and we would have somewhat of an active weather flow coming in off the Pacific, both in Washington and Oregon, with the majority of cold snaps missing us, but from time to time spilling back into our area. So with that said, here's my projection for this winter. And this is a biggie, no chance of a dry winter. I went back and looked at La Ninas all the way back to 1950. It's practically unheard of to have a dry winter. This past water year was about 8 inches below normal. That would be unheard of to do again. Could be a soaker, and by that I mean a water year that 1 year ago didn't make it to 30 inches. But how about making it to 40 inches or better this time around? That would be terrific news. And here we go, valley snow, which is always a tough call because it's so sporadic, but in La Nina seasons, valley snow is at least a good bet. So let me take you through all the categories that we look at. Coming up, November. There are signs already that November will start off to be a wet week right out of the gate. I'm projecting at least 6 inches, maybe more of total rainfall. That would be most days of the month getting some precipitation. December is the one month that the data is kind of all over the board, so I don't have much confidence. There are signs that maybe we get into a dry stretch in the middle of the month that would produce a number of freezing temperatures at night. But then January comes and right back to being active, 5 to 7 inches of rainfall. February, drier than normal, but March kicks us in to what could be a wet spring season. So that's what to expect rainfall-wise. Now we look at temperatures, of course. November warmer than normal primarily because think about it. If you have a westerly flow and you have all that rain coming and going, what do the overnight low temperatures do? They stay pretty mild, right? Well up into the 40s, even some 50-degree nights because of the active weather. December, again, I just don't have much confidence. But January, back to normal to above temps because of the active westerly flow bringing in some rain. February is my 1 month. It looks like it would be colder than normal by some 2 to 4 degrees. And our best bet to maybe have a good classic Arctic outbreak come down. And then March also, not only active rain-wise, but colder than normal. And this will be flip-flop. For March, you'd be colder than normal when it's really rainy because the high temperatures that are trying to get up into the 60s, maybe even a 70-degree spot, just can't do it because it's cloudy and it's raining fairly often. Here's the biggie. So valley snow, since 2000, most 6-inch plus winters have in fact been La Nina. So this is our best bet to get some snow. Do you remember December of 2008? That was that 19-inch December. That was the one that broke the record on Christmas Day with 10 inches of snow on the ground. Dun, dun, dun. That was a winter that produced 2 feet of snow. Now that was a weak La Nina. This is a moderate La Nina, and there is some difference. But still this year, some snow is absolutely likely, and you would have to say the odds tilt in the positive chances of getting at least one big snowstorm, 6, 7, 8 inches. So we'll see. So what about Mount Hood, skiers, borders? This is for you. La Nina years since 2000 show the best chance for a good year. How about that? We've been racking up these snow years where it's like 65, 68% of normal. It's been a while since we've been up to 100%. Snowpack, if you look at all the La Nina years and you take them all the way back through the decades, 68% would be the worst case. There's only a few of them. Most of the years are more like 100% of normal, and some of them go up to 145% of normal. So fingers crossed, if you really want to be positive, maybe it's one of those years we can get some 200-inch bases going in the month of February into March. And typically La Ninas have cold enough air that you have good snow amounts all the way down to Government Camp, and of course that would be Ski Bowl. So the finale, to wrap it all up here, no chance of a dry winter. That's my most confident call. Could be a soaker with 4 to 7 inches above normal rainfall from the months of November through January. That would be basically a month to a month and a half of extra rain. And at least some snow, 2 to 4 inches, possibly the big one. The most likelihood of snow would come in the months of January and February. So if you want snow, if you want some action, think La Niña, La Niña. That's my winter outlook for this year.